I'd like to tell you all about some news you can use, some definitely connectable dots. Uh, they are forecasting what they are up to next. And Ben Swan, of course, as you may or may not know who he is, but he's been a reporter who's or a journalist who's actually done journalistic work instead of just being a mouthpiece for powerful entities, which is what most so-called journalists are these days. But Ben Swan reported that the World Economic Forum recently met, and that what they focused on was a hypothetical simulation in which the supply chain is attacked by through various cyber attacks. The supply chain, I guess, supplies in general. I guess we're mostly talking about food, aren't we, when we talk about supply chains? But or food or other necessary things. They held this exercise, this simulation, in which various supply chains were attacked, and it was called Cyber Polygon. That was the name of the exercise that was recently held by the World Economic Forum and their partnering entities. Now, these were the same groups who, in October of 2019, infamously ran Event 201, in which a global pandemic broke out. And they even, in that Event 201, called this global pandemic which broke out, they even called it the coronavirus. This was October of 2019. And to go a little bit further back in time, and with a different organization, in I believe it was 1999, a prominent list of very important people in Washington and otherwise. I don't find them important, but they find themselves important, and they unfortunately have a lot of power. They came out with a paper called "Making a Clean Break." I believe it was the name of it, and it was the name of the organization was Project for a New American Century, or PNAC. Now, in that that paper that they published, which I don't believe is available anymore. I don't think you can find it anywhere anymore. I'm sure you can find it somewhere, but they've done their damnedest to more or less hide it from the public. Just like you can't find President George Bush Sr. Talking about the establishment of the New World Order in a speech that he delivered on September 11th, 1990, where he mentioned the establishment of the New World Order. He name-checked the New World Order in a speech to the American public. And I guarantee you, go to the YouTube search engine, type in George Bush New World Order speech 1991 or 1990, and you're not going to find it, or it's going to be buried way, 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 way down, because the algorithm people don't want you to know about that speech. Anyhow, this Project for the New American Century in 1999 asserted that the United States needed to reclaim its place in the world, needed to eschew isolationism and be more blatantly interventionist than before. And they said that nothing will, the only thing that will get the American people behind such a project would be a galvanizing event like something like a new Pearl Harbor. And this again was in this paper that was written and published by all these so-called luminaries, these neocon luminaries, in the year 1999. 2001, September 11th, those attacks are instantly called a new Pearl Harbor. You may say it's a coincidence. I say not. Just as I say that that if you have a suspicion that there was some kind of relationship between Event 201 in October of 2019 and what was unleashed upon the world and called a deadly global pandemic in March of 2020, and unprecedentedly shut down. I hate to use the word unprecedented, but this is true. This was truly unprecedented. The reaction to it was unprecedented. The extra constitutional tyrannical reaction, which prevented people from attending their places of work, which forced closures of entire economies, which impeded people's freedom to assemble, their freedom to move freely about the country, and so forth. In many places, forced people to stay within a given block of land whereby they couldn't leave, forced them to wear things over their faces to further humiliate them. We all know what happened, right? That was what happened in 2020, and they talked about it happening hypothetically in a hypothetical simulation in October of 2019, just as they talked about hypothetically how a new galvanizing event like a new Pearl Harbor would have the fortunate and salubrious effect of getting the world behind America becoming a global power. And now they're meeting and doing these simulations of virtual attacks on supply lines. Can you see what's coming? Thanks for watching. My name's Andy Nowicki. You can check out my work at altrightnovelist.com. Please check out my latest book, The Insurrectionist, available from terrorhousepress.com.